Hunter.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Caitlin. I'm Nessa.
This is the Family Showdown!
We're live! And it's not just your average show. Oh no. This is the grand finale! The best of the best. Hunter's best, favoritist, awesomest games of all time. Of all time.
Hello! Welcome to my top 100 games of all time. This is the top 10! And with me, as always, is the commander of commentation.
Yeah.
Rebecca!
Woo!
Welcome to those that are already here. Welcome to the people who are watching after the fact. I love you just as much. Lots of people already in chat. Oh man, Mike botting out. Well,
That would be because Hunter's
if
here.
you watch my channel, I'm a very passionate person.
No, you're just loud. Okay, you're both.
So I have a wall of games. It's like a 4-foot wall of games over here. You know we got some epic games tonight.
This.
Epic.
But I'm betting that people probably can guess some of them. That know
I
you
think
pretty
if they're
well.
fans of the channel, they probably know all of them. But what order are they in?
Ooh, did they change order? Did they change?
All right, so I didn't give you stats at the end of the last video because you had to wait until now to get the stats. Here's the stats. 4 games went up in my top 10.
They could have just gone up one place, whatever.
3 games went down.
Same thing.
3 remained exactly the same.
3 did?
3 remained exactly the same.
That's
And
just
Lady
weird.
is already excited about this video.
I don't know if I can reach her. We may just enjoy the sounds of Lady being exuberant about beating up her stuffed animals. Come here with that, you. Aha!
All right, let me unveil the games, and we'll get started.
Good heavens.
Feel free to ask questions. You guys wanted this live, so let's have some give and take here.
I will try to watch the chat for you, yes.
All right, let's take a look at this 10.
Okay, everybody's like all excited.
So I was thinking about my 10 just last eve.
Your number 10 or the last 10?
The 10 we're about to do.
Okay.
There is a solid theme to all these games, and that word is theme.
Oh. I had a different word in mind.
Well, what word would that be?
Space?
No.
No. Okay.
Just theme.
Okay.
Very strong themes.
Hello.
Seeing lots of old and new faces in chat. Welcome to those joining. All right, let's do this. We'll start off with my number 10. Since I don't have the down below bits, I'm going to have to tell them to you. So my number 10, 2015, it was my number 5. 2016, it was my number 8. 2017, it was my number 8. 2018 went back to my number 5.
There's
and
a
now
lot
it
of drama.
lands at number 10. So it dropped 5 places.
Drama!
From 5 to 10. This is going to break Rebecca's little heart because it is Star Trek Fleet Captains. Dun,
This
dun, dun,
dropped
dun,
5
dun, dun,
places?
dun, 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 dun.
You've been waiting all day to do that, haven't you? He's waited all day for that.
Bits! The Dominion! The Romulans! We got it all! Star Trek Fleet Captains. We take all these expansion bits away. Star Trek Fleet Captains.
Oh, Zachy.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, Zachy, fighting words.
What'd he say?
Said Star Trek's overrated.
Oh my.
Wow, Zachy, you're lucky you're across an ocean.
I agree. There's no baby Yoda in Star
Oh
Trek.
my gosh. Huh.
But Spock's just as cute, right? Star Trek Fleet Captain. So this is a it's kind of a weird. So like it's kind of a macro view of Star Trek, kind of going out and exploring planets and such. But it's also got a micro view of the characters and episodes and things that happened on the various shows. What are people doing already?
Let's see. Well, there's cries for ban Zachy, and then Zachy said, "Set your face to stunning." Maybe you've redeemed yourself with that comment. That's pretty funny.
All right. Gotta show off Star Trek Fleet Captain. So this one, it's an exploration game. So you set up the game, you set up a map, a bunch of hexes all over the board.
Bunch of hexes all over the box.
And yeah, they've escaped. And you actually go out and explore, very much like Star Trek, where you explore strange new worlds and seek out new life and new civilizations. You actually do that in this game. And every race is very different. They have different ways. The Federation tends to be more doing missions and science and things like that, but they can fight if they need to. And the Klingons are just the opposite. They're more
they're all about the fight.
They're more attacky and less on the exploring and science stuff. And then you got the Romulans who are kind of somewhere in between, but a little more sneaky. And then you got the Dominion who are just like brute force. So yeah,
four lights.
It's an awesome game. This gets a lot of flack for its poor production quality. I don't care. I love the game anyway.
What? Someone was asking
about the flimsy tiles.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. The
Flimsy
miniatures
tiles.
are awesome. The tiles. Yeah,
Some
they're
people
right.
don't like the HeroClix miniatures.
See, I like the HeroClix miniatures. They remind me of the little micro machines back in the day because I loved and collected micro machines, and these look just right like them. It's very cool.
So yeah, I like them. Then they got the little
But yeah.
dials. So if you ever played HeroClix, they got little dials that keep track of your shields and your strength and your weapons and your damage and all that sort of stuff. But it's got all the almost pretty much if it's a popular ship in the series, it's in here somewhere.
And you're right though. I mean, these are. I'm so scared something's gonna happen to these. There would be no recovering these because these are thin as all.
They're like the cheap
thin.
cardstock you'd buy in at a Walmart.
I am highly affronted, sir, because my cardstock was of higher quality than this. Just saying. But
All
yeah,
right.
it's.
There you go, Star Trek Fleet Captains. This is it was originally designed as a one-on-one kind of a two-player. It's one of those games that's two-player, but you can play it four-player, but it's not really four-player. It's two-player.
It's totally two-player.
But with the added, if you get the expansion packs, you can build maps to play 3 and 4-player, like real 3 and 4-player games. But we've only played 2-player, right? We've only played this 2-player.
Heck yeah! Why would we play it otherwise? Pfft.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm
we'll
slightly biased.
find a friend or something. I don't know.
Friend can watch me play this game then.
That's my
Two-player.
number 10 Star Trek Fleet Captains.
I don't approve of its placement, however, I do approve of the choice. 10?
There's 9 better games, and we're gonna find out what those are right now. All right, so we got the 2 anomalies. Anomalies.
You're an anomaly.
2 anomalies to the list coming up at 9 and 8. We're gonna start with my number 9, obviously. In 2015, it was my number 1 game. 2016, it became number 3. 2017, it dropped to 7. 2018, it dropped to 13, off the top 10. But it's back. It's back. And I'm not going to whine about it.
Oh, okay.
Viticulture!
This says the Tuscany box, but it is viticulture.
Viticulture.
Oh, goodness.
Viticulture. So, viticulture, it's someone's last year. We don't know. We'll find out soon whether it's this year's number 1 game. It was her number 1 game of all time last year. We actually knocked this out a couple times in the last year.
Kapow.
And they were great plays. This is just like, if you're looking for a smooth,
Perfect game.
solid family, like maybe slightly higher than family weight, but
Yeah.
but like maybe an introduction to the worker placement. This is the one.
Yeah,
in
the
my
base
opinion.
game. Okay.
The base game, yeah. And then you branch out and get Tuscany, and it takes it to 11, goes up to 11. Goes to 11 with Tuscany.
They crank it up to 11.
So I love this game. It's a tried and true.
It's a perfect game. I don't know why you ranked it number 9.
Because there's 8 better games. I think this is going to be a theme with all my games.
Conjecture.
Alright, anyway. Someone's saying Star Wars is better than Star Trek.
Oh, Dark Tater.
Well, his name is...
Dark Tater. Yeah, that's pretty
So,
bogus.
yeah. We'll let it slide. All right, so
Tommy, you've never played this?
Tuscany.
Bad.
Viticulture.
Bad Tommy.
They now sell as Viticulture Essentials and Tuscany Essentials. Grab Viticulture Essentials. Make sure you like it. If you like it, go get Tuscany because it makes it much better. It makes it more of a gamer game. If you want to keep it easy, I know what you're gonna say, Belly. I'll get you in a minute. You want to make it you want to make it if you want to keep it easy and light, just stick with Tuscany Essentials. Great game. If you want to take it to gamer level, like mid-weight game level, add Tuscany.
I take issue. Just because it's a little heavier doesn't mean it's non-gamer versus gamer.
I said that. I corrected myself to mid-weight level.
Okay.
It goes from like a light mid to mid-weight.
They're all gamer level.
Maybe.
It's a game.
So what are you going to say about the whole confusion about Tuscany?
I think it's stupid. I don't know why they did it. And it's stupid that we have to have a little stupid story every time to explain this stupid change thing. Because it's Viticulture and Tuscany.
Well, there's only two that you can get unless you buy it on secondhand market.
Nonsense.
The other ones are gone.
Yeah, stupid.
I'll let Jamie know you said that.
Well, call him up. We'll Skype him live, and he'll understand, because he knows I'm a huge fan.
All right, that's my number 9. Someone's favorite game of all time as of last year. My favorite game of all time as of 2015, so it's kind of old news.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Old news, huh?
All right, here comes the other...
Old news!
Here comes the other anomaly. We're going to have to go forward in time, then go back in time to figure out what this game is about.
Oh, no.
And that's...
Does that require a...
Anachrony! Whew, these are a lot of big games.
So you're going to wear your... Oh, I'm sorry. Are you going to travel in time? Is Future Hunter visiting?
No, Future Hunter is not going to visit.
Oh, okay. Zacky.
Anachrony. So two worker placement games back to back. 2 of my favorite worker placement games. I said these are anomalies because... Viticulture and Anachrony are not attacky. Every other game on my list is attacky, but not necessarily direct between the players attacky, but there's attacky in it. This one doesn't really have it. So this is a worker placement game where you are doing a lot of normal worker placement things, but they kind of trick it up. So you're jumping in exosuits, you're going out to like the destroyed capital, you're doing worker placement things, you're building buildings on your board that you can do the actions there. There's projects you can build that take a lot of effort and a lot of work. There's time travel. And basically, if you're like you're going to build a building, like, oh man, I need a purple cube. I just need one purple cube. You can go, hey, future me, send me back a purple cube to now because I really need it. And then when I get to the future, I'll be sure to send it back.
Plot of every time traveling movie ever.
Where you hide the keys and then you say, I need to hide the keys right here. Remember, after this is all over, to hide the keys right here. And they'll be, wait, and here's the keys.
Uh-huh.
So if you're looking for a heavy work replacement game with like just dripping in theme, it's like theme is like slogged all over it. Theme is just awash with theme. This is
That sounds so appealing. It's vomiting theme. Ooh, sign me up. Where do I get to this?
So Anachrony, if you're looking for a heavy work replacement game with a lot going on, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of interesting mechanisms, it's almost, in a way, it's part of it's a race because the world's ending and you got to get off the planet. If you don't get off the planet, you can't win.
Yeah.
So you got to get ready. You got to prepare to get off the planet. Anachrony.
You're getting grief because they thought you said that you were saying anomalies due to time travel anomalies, and they think you missed a pun.
No, I was intentionally saying anomalies.
Yeah.
Because of this game.
Mm-hmm.
So these two are like just standard kind of Euro games. I mean, this is even though I think they're both Viticulture and Anachrony are incredibly thematic for Euro games. They are just tried and true Euro games. There's not.
Oh yeah, they're
Euro games.
That's true.
But the rest of my games are either hybrids or attacky.
I think Hunter should teach a philosophy class.
Did I say
the levels of attacky by Hunter Thomason.
I didn't do the rankings.
Here comes the list.
I forget that there's no down bits here. So Anachrony, it didn't hit my list until 2018 because that's when we first played it. It was my number 8, and coincidentally enough, it's my number 8 now. So it stayed exactly the same.
Because Future Hunter came back in time and said, "You need to keep this at an 8."
Yep,
that's what happened.
It's definitely at an 8, and for a fairly heavy Euro game, this is a fairly quick game. We can play this in an hour. So more for more players, but 2 players you can knock this out in an hour.
True.
and it's a heavy Euro game. There you go.
Vomiting theme, folks.
So let's move on to the best Star Trek game. The best Star Trek game. That is Star Trek Ascendancy!
Enjoy blowing up your mics, folks.
Star Trek Ascendancy. It's such a good game.
So this is replaced fleet captains for you.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So Star Trek Ascendancy, remember how I said fleet captains is like a combo micro view, because you kind of got pulled back and you got planet scale level stuff, but then also you got a lot of the episodic and the characters and things like that. This is complete macro. It's all, you're pulled back, you're commanding different fleets of different races, taking over planets through coercion or attacky, or you just talk them into it. And you build up your resources and you spread out through the galaxy. You start off with just your little home planet and you build these warp channels out to different planets and you spread out. And by the end, you got this big spiderweb looking maze of planets. It's so good. It's so good. And on top of all that, at its heart, it's a race. You're trying to get a certain number of points. And the first one to get those points wins the game. Every race is completely asymmetrical. They're very different. They're very unique. Like the Ferengi, they'll just like hang out at people's planets and like sell them stuff.
Oh my gosh, you loved that way too much, by the way.
You just kind of hang out their planets, just chilling, just hanging out. And then we got 2 new games. These just came in like 2 days ago. They finally released the Vulcans and the Andorians. I'm so excited. Because the Vulcans actually have a unique, I read them quickly last night, I think it was, or the night before. They have a unique way to win. They win by accomplishing like missions. They have like missions they have to do. Because they're really not about conquering the worlds and controlling the worlds. They have missions that they have to do. Half of their missions are known to the players, half of their missions are secret missions, and when they accomplish a certain number of those missions, they win the game. So, and the Andorians are kind of a normal race. They go out and try to conquer and stuff.
Little IDIC.
What?
You know what that is? Oh, you're
infinite.
Oh,
what is it again? What's ID? What is it?
IDIC.
Infinite diversity and infinite combination.
Oh, okay. You don't have to hand in your Star Trek card. Or your Vulcan card.
So Ascendancy is,
Glad I married
it's
you.
Basically, I wouldn't actually call it 4X, because it really doesn't have all the X's. I guess maybe it does or doesn't, but it's more of a, like I said, epic scale, planetary level combat game.
I think it's time for Zachy to go to bed. It's 4 a.m. there for you. Hardcore.
So anyway, Star Trek Ascendancy, if you're looking for just like an epic battle type Star Trek game, this is the one. Fleet Captains has that, but really it seems like a lot of Fleet Captains is focusing on missions and exploring and things like that. This is more like you're just going out and beating people up. This is a beating people up game.
Or exploring.
You can exploring. There you
go.
go.
Beat them up.
Again, I missed the down bits. I keep forgetting. So this started out on my list in 2017. It was number 12. It dropped it went up to number 7, and it stayed at number 7. 2 in a row, staying at their same spot.
I say. Very well.
I just realized I
approve.
I said 4 stayed. 3 stayed in the same place. Actually, 4 stayed in the same place. I can't do math. I'm getting old. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. More attacky. More sandbox goodness. You know what it is. You know what's coming up.
Oh no. Oh god. Turn down your volume.
Ah! Western Legends. Western Legends.
Oh, I'm wearing my... I guess I'm gonna have to wear my hat like a dork.
So I just got to play this game. When was it? Saturday, like 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 4 days ago. 1, 2,
Math.
3 days ago. 3 days ago. Yeah, I played this 3 days ago with everything. We played with all the expansions, all the extras, all the everything, and it was amazing. So if you're looking for the definitive, in my opinion, the definitive Western-themed board game, this is the one. Love it. I love it. It's amazing. There's so many different ways to win. We had the weirdest game, though. Let me talk about this game that we played.
How was it weird, sir?
We were all good guys.
Oh, that's true. That was weird.
We all played good guys the whole game, and we had it turned. What's funny is all of us playing good guys almost turned this Euro-y in a way.
You're Euro-y.
Euro-y.
I don't even know how that's an
Euro-y. So Western Legends is a Western themed board game. You can be a marshal and go out and do good guy things. You can attack bandits and arrest bad guys and take cattle to the train stations and do all kinds of nice guy stuff. And you're building up on this marshal track. At the same time, you can be a bad guy. You can go out and rob people. You can take cattle to other ranches. You steal cattle and take it to other ranches. You do all kinds of bad things. There's story cards that you're completing. There's all kinds of gambling. There's poker. In this game, if you play with everything and all the variants, there's actually 3 different games you can play. You can play regular poker, you can play high stakes poker, and you can play the game I can't pronounce. Pharaoh. 3 different ways to gamble. I love gambling. Now I got it in a board game. I don't have to waste my money. I can gamble in this game.
Brian says he can sleep well now that he got the rodeo call.
Western Legends. Oh, I love this game. And what's funny is, now that I played it again with everything, looks like it might go up my list.
You love this game.
It might go up.
It was
if I had to
interesting.
redo my list, this actually might be higher up on my list. But we're going with what I did way back in the October days. Western Legends. So Western Legends was my number 22 last time, because last time we made a list, I had just played the base game, and I think we've only played it 2-player at that point.
Yeah.
And the 2-player is okay. It's okay.
But you can avoid each other pretty well.
Yeah, but you can just ignore each other for the most part. But, yeah. We played the 3-player version of this game. It sung. It came out. Literally, the game was decided on a hand of poker at the very end.
It's true.
A hand of poker decided the winner and the loser of the game.
Yep.
So this game's it's awesome. Western Legends.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
What?
Tis fun. It's
so what do you think?
I love this game. I like the new expansion quite a bit. I think it gives you more options of things to do. And I don't like it as much as you. Like, you're crazy and love it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a lot of fun. I like the options in it. I like the open sandbox game thing and the theme with that.
Yeah, like I
really
said,
good.
It was interesting. We all played good guys.
Well, the characters we picked, I think, kind of lended to that, too, with what was going on. It was much easier, because I know I've played in the past where I've decided to switch mid-game, and if you don't streamline with what your character is sometimes, or maybe I just didn't do it well enough, switching from bad to good, or vice versa, is really tough to score high on.
Right. If you go down one path, getting kicked off the path is rough.
Yeah.
So, this is just, yeah. Kabuki Head, she said it well. Red Dead Redemption, the board game. That's really that's really what this feels like.
And sometimes it does feel like you do have a horse flying out of the sky or something when you're playing that game, too. Red Dead Redemption has all those weird bugs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll watch YouTube bugs from that game for hours.
They're hilarious. Funny. You go up to the saloon and get off your horse. You get off on the side where the little water trough is. You hit the water trough. You flip way up in the air.
You know, there's moments like that in here where I'm like, I got this in the bag, and then you have to go to play a hand of poker, and you're like, I don't have the cards for that. This is gonna be fun. And then you do the water trough flip. That's how I feel when I have this game.
All right,
it's pretty awesome.
All right,
it's pretty.
Here
awesome.
we go.
Good times.
So I played 2 games Saturday. One of them was Western Legends. I almost said Red Dead Redemption. One of them was Western Legends. The other one, it's already been predicted in the chat. If you're following along at home.
Good job, Dan.
Because these games are like, I mean, they're like, depending on which side of the bed I wake up on, they could switch places. Because we had 2 amazing plays. We had an amazing play of Western Legends. It came down to the last hand of poker who won the game. Then we had an amazing play of this game over there. And it came down to the last turn. So the person that won...
That's true. I didn't think...
I would have won on my next turn.
I thought you were going to win.
He got 3 legendary points on his last turn and beat me by 1 point. That's
pretty ridiculous.
And that is Zaya, Legends of a Drift System.
So yeah, Dan predicted this when it was coming up. And
Zaya.
Yes.
So Zaya, it's my number 5. It was, let me see, I gotta check my line here. In 2015, it was my number 4. In 2016, it was my number 9. 2017 is my number 9. 2018 was my number 6, and now it is at my number 5. It's been in my top 10
Forever.
consistently since I started making these lists. So everything I said about Western Legends, put it in space. So this is the same sort of thing. It's a sandbox game. You can be a good guy. You can be a bad guy. You can do good guy missions. You can do merchant stuff. You can go out and mine minerals. The base game, some people had some issues with the base game with some of the randomness and the weirdness and the trickery of the merchanting. The expansion cleaned all that up. It made it a complete, wonderful game. It is crazy overproduced, but I love it. I love it. It's got crazy
Best coins in gaming.
crazy coins, crazy pre-painted ships. Oh, the quality, the hex quality is amazing.
You can hear that metal like a clinking. Look at that beautifulness.
You really like the coins.
I love the coins.
You always talk
I
about
play
coins.
with the coins every game. Probably drive everybody crazy. Don't care.
So this game has exploration. When you start off with basically one hex. When you start out, well, if you play the expansion, you start out with the central hex and then one hex per player, and then the game just explodes from there into like 40, 50 different hexes. All the map is massive. You're traveling all over the place, do all these missions. You're exploding. You're shooting each other. You're killing each other. It's amazing game.
Here's an example of some of these lovely painted miniatures. Check this out.
Oh! Don't ever tilt it.
Yeah, I did that. All right, so. Yes, this is a good one. I saw.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to mention it a little later, but she brought up a great point. Almost all of my games in my list have amazing expansions.
That's really true.
Almost every one
That's
of
true.
them. I mean, just look at the ones that I've gone through, and you can extrapolate to the future ones. You got fleet captains,
future.
you got the extra races. Viticulture, you got Tuscany, Acri, you got the mechs, which make that game crazy overproduced but wonderful. You got Ascendancy with all the different races. You come with 3 in the box, but we have like 7 now. Western Legends has the ante-up and all the extras that come with it, and Zaya has... What was the name of the Zaya expansion? Embers of a Forsaken Star.
Yes.
This is a must-have. I rarely say this. There's few expansions I say are a must-have.
That's true.
Embers of a Forsaken Star is a must-have.
That's amazing.
And looking forward on my list, all but one have amazing expansions as well. So, there you go. So Zaya, if you want Western theme, go Zaya. If you want Western theme, go Western Legends. If you want space theme, go Zaya. If you want pirate theme, go Merchants and Marauders.
Right. And
They're
then
very similar games, have very similar feels to them.
That's right. They'll get you right in the feels. 'Tis a good game.
All right.
Oh yeah, that is interesting.
Man, it's funny that Kabuki Kid's talking about Scythe because my number 4 is Scythe.
This has gone up then, hasn't it?
No, all right. We'll do this one. We'll do this one on schedule. 2017 is my number 4. 2018 my number 3. 2019 my number 4. 4, 3, 4.
So it stayed solid this whole time. Okay, this game is so good.
I think this one honestly would have dropped, but the campaign Rise of Fenris, we played that this year and it was amazing. It was just
so beautiful.
I've never played back-to-back games of Scythe until we played
True.
we played that expansion.
That seems like crazy.
We played it in sets of 2 pretty much.
Oh, it was so pretty.
We played it 2-player and it worked okay. I mean, there wasn't a lot of interaction. What we did is when we play Scythe 2-player, we just, if we want an interactive game, we get races that are right next to each other. If we want less interaction, we pick races that are opposite of each other. So if we want to do more of a Euro game with less attacky, we get opposite sides of the board. If we want a more attacky game with more interaction, we put races that are right next to each other.
Yeah,
that's how we do it.
And it works well.
And we enjoy it both ways. We just say, hey, do we want to fight or we don't want to fight? And we just pick races that are opposite sides of the board from each other.
Yeah, it was fun to mix it up. So Zachy says, so it dropped, so you don't like it anymore?
Yeah, it dropped from 3 to 4. I don't think that's that much drop. I love this game. It's an amazing game. I've played it. I think at this point I've probably played it almost every player count. I played it 2. I played it 3. Played it. Maybe not. I played it 4. I played it 5. I played it 6.
And 7.
And I played it 7.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like you've done some thorough investigating in this game on which plays best.
So a lot of people were disappointed with this game. They went into it thinking, oh, mechs and map and destruction and death and killing. You can almost get away with hardly fighting in this game. At the same time, the fighting is there. And it's really, I think it's important to have that option because you can, if someone's running away with the game, you just go in and beat them up. Because when we played the 7-player one time, and I was pretty far ahead in the game. Why'd you do that? I was pretty far ahead in the game, and then like everyone attacked me, and I ended up getting second place. And without that mechanism, without the ability to do that in the game, it would have been a runaway leader problem. And
that's true. I was going to try to show things off, but I'm not sure how to do that now.
Yeah, this is everything.
This is everything, and it barely fits. Yeah.
I had to strategically pack it, and people are probably cringing because all my mechs are...
Each individual tribe has their own little mini, with their own little creature. But then they have the most ridiculous... Look at the size of this thing! And it has its own little stand that has a stem somewhere. Anyway, it's like, woo, it floats everywhere. But they all are unique. Don't dig too much in here. I'm not going to touch anything else.
There's Fenris spoilers in this box.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil a bunch of stuff, but it's neat because everything's unique. Every group is unique. And what I like, and I'm definitely not digging out having
the encounters,
is the player board. I like the whole engine.
No, they're right here.
What are you messing up with? That's not. Nope. Back.
Mom!
I'll show it another day.
Size is it's at its heart, it's a resource management Euro game, but it has you basically expand out, get more resources. It's a lot like reminds me a little bit on some level of all the RTS games from the 80s and 90s, where you start out with a little tiny base and you kind of spread out and you get more and more resources. If you spread out, you get more powerful, you upgrade your skills, you have more efficient. And at the same time, it does have the attack part where you can have fighting battles. It's deterministic battles. You're wagering a number of strength points, and you have attack cards you can play. So the combats are really fast and quick. It has encounters markers spread throughout the board. You have to send your leader out to gather those, and those give you options, kind of a morality check in a way. You can do something that's nice and get like a small bonus. You do something kind of middle of the road, you get a little bit better bonus, and you do something really bad, and you get a really good bonus, but then you get negative popularity for doing that.
Okay, we do have a question. How long does it play at the 7-player count?
Ours game took about 4 hours.
We were chatting some.
And we were chatty. You probably could cram it into 3.5 hours.
Players. Yeah.
It depends on how fast you play, because the way it works is you do your top half of your action, and then you do the bottom half of your action, and the next person can kind of start doing their action when you're doing your bottom half of your action. And if you play a lot, you know how to play, you pre-plan what you're going to do, the turns can zip around the table. But if you're chatty and talking and just kind of casually playing, it's like any game, it's going to drag out quite a bit. And we were talking a lot. We were discussing the game. We were at a convention. We were talking about the convention and just chatting. So I think it took about 4 hours, if I remember right.
Yeah.
About 4 hours.
We had several new players with that, though. Xeris, you're not weird. A lot of people like My Little Scythe better than this one for different reasons. And the theme is ridiculously adorable.
That is cute.
You know, we have a lot of My Little Scythe fans in the house as well.
Yeah, I don't know what they say. It really depends. I mean, like I said, if you're zipping around the board, someone who in the chat said they did it in 2 hours.
Yeah,
you probably can do a 7-player game in 2 hours if you're on.
If you know what you're doing.
You're taking your turns and you're zipping.
Yeah.
Like I said, the turns,
that's not out of.
The turns zip around. You basically pick an action that you're going to do out of 4 different actions, 5 or more if you have, 5 if you have the factory building. You just pick the top action, you do it, and then you do the bottom action as kind of a bonus action as well. And and if you're just zipping around the board, the turns go really fast.
Yeah, I think that's
doable. Like I said, we were chit-chatting, and there was a lot of whose turn is it and that sort of thing going on.
Oh, man. Is Chewbacca your favorite Vulcan? Somebody wants to get banned.
I have no hate for Star Trek and Star Wars.
I was gonna say darn right.
I have no hate for either franchise. I'm definitely in a Star Wars camp. Star Wars. You guys got me saying it. Star Trek can't. But I'm watching The Mandalorian. That's a great series.
Oh my goodness, that's so much fun.
I'll just say this since we're hating on Star Trek versus Star Wars. My problem with Star Wars, I love the setting. For the most part, I love the plot lines. Why do the characters have to be so whiny? They're always whining about everything.
That's true.
Anakin whines constantly. Luke, except for Jedi,
yeah, for him
whines constantly.
Yeah.
And you got the helmet guy in the new series whines constantly. Why do they got? Can't they just be happy? Star Trek is about brave new worlds, exploring the all the boundaries of life have been lifted. You spend your entire life on exploration and science and discovery. And, well, I guess there's Wesley. He whines a lot. Anyway,
shut up, Wesley.
All right, I talked way too much about my number 4, but let's move on.
Captain Kirk.
Let's move on to another hybrid. As I said in my last video, that's what all the new kids are calling them these days, hybrids. So, Scythe is a hybrid. You got Euro, Attacky.
So is this a Tesla game we're about to play?
No. But it is a hybrid, because it's Euro and Attacky in Champions of Midgard. You don't really get it unless I'll do it this way. Champions of Midgard.
Nondescript cover.
Champions of Midgard. That's my number 3. It was my number 5 in 2016. It was my number 5 in 2017. It was my number 4 in 2018, and now it's my number 3.
Wow.
Number 3.
So why is this so special?
Let's see. I've said this ad nauseum.
Wow, look at you throwing out that Latin there.
Ad nauseum, but
nauseum.
Worker placement, dice combat.
Okay, there you go.
They were sitting in their dark little deep dark laboratory in their hidden cave. They were like, what kind of game would Hunter like? And they go, he loves worker placement games, but at the same time he loves dice rolling. Champions of Midgard.
Way to get inside his head. It was Gray Fox, right? Gray Fox, you sneaky.
Champions of Midgard. I love it. I just love the whole work. I love worker placement games. I love the whole resource management, the turn angst, I wanted to go there. I hate you. That thing going on, and then you take those resources, you put a crew together, and you go out and you fight like epic creatures. Oh my gosh.
Dan summed it up nicely. It's the chocolate and peanut butter of board games.
Wow. Can I steal that? That's good. It is the chocolate and peanut butter of board games.
David is asking, I know Valhalla is a must-have. What is your opinion on Dark Mountains?
Dark Mountains is good, but it's not necessary. It feels like more of the same, but it is more of the same. So in the base game of Champions, you have basically 3 choices for combat. You can fight the trolls, you can fight the undead, the Druger, or whatever they're called, the undead guys. And then you have like sea monsters that you can fight. What Dark Mountains brings in more epic creatures that you can fight without having to do the whole boat thing. So basically it makes another land-based thing that you can fight that is epic. It's because like the trolls and the undead are kind of not epic battles. You don't get much for them, but it adds another place you can go to do epic things. I mean, you still have to journey. You still do the journey cards to get there.
But it feels easy.
But it takes maybe a little less preparation. It just gives you another option. It gives you another option, so it's like more of the same in a way, but better. Valhalla changes the game completely because in this game, for the most part, if you roll crappy, unless you spend favor tokens to re-roll, you're just out of luck.
Yeah.
You're just toast. But when your guys die, when your warriors die, in the Valhalla expansion, you get benefits and you get tokens, and you can take those tokens. Once you get a certain combination of tokens, you can go out and get a reward for that. So if you're kind of getting messed around with the dice rolls, you get a benefit. You don't feel like I'm just totally hosed, and that's why Rebecca loves the Valhalla so much, because she believes she rolls horribly, but I think it's a myth.
Okay, we've gone over this.
So, amazing game. So if you like worker placement games, but you want a little you want to throw some randomness, some luck into your worker placement games.
I believe we did that.
There's a lot of games, several worker placement games are dice placement games that has dice rolling, but this is not really that. You're building up a pool of dice, and you use those dice in dice combat. It's literally dice, rolling dice to fight.
Yeah.
It's not like you're using those to go out and get more resources or buy things. You're fighting in combat. Love it. It's a great game. If you like the hybrids, like the new kids, this is one to get. There is now Reavers of Midgard that just came out. It pulls back a little from the combat part of the game. It focuses a little more on the Euro side, but the combat's still there. So, spoilers for next year, I still like Champions more than Reavers. She likes Reavers more than Champions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So there you go. Champions of Midgard. So let's have a little talk about my number 1 and number 2. So in days gone past, days gone by, in times of yore.
Oh no, here we go.
My number 1 destroyed my number 2. It's like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then pretty good jump to 2. And then 1 is like
disturbance.
Is like off camera up here.
Okay.
The gap is almost equal. I can almost call them 1A and 1B at this point.
Wow, this is an interesting turn of events.
Because I played 3-player Twilight Imperium. I loved it. It was fast. It was fun. It had tons of interaction. It felt almost as epic as the big thing. Big like 4, 5, 6 player games. Mm-hmm. But the turns were flying. It was like you would go get a soda out of the fridge and come back and it's your turn. Like, what? I usually have to wait like 15 minutes.
That's true.
And the turns were flying.
That's true.
We had lots of combat. We had lots of interaction. We had heated discussions, over the laws and everything. It still felt epic in, I wouldn't say a third of the time, but less than half the time of all the other games we played.
True.
We knocked out in it was like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
3.5 hours.
Yeah,
After I retaught it, set up and retaught, I'm talking actual game time, it was about 3 hours.
Yeah. No, that's right.
And that's doable in a game day. I mean, you don't have to set aside a time, a whole day just to play this one game. You can actually fit it in a game day with 3 people.
Yeah.
Loved it. But all that said, it is still a number 2 game. Twilight Imperium.
4.
Twilight Imperium 4th edition.
Interesting.
1B.
That's interesting that that's closed the gap. Now, is there a gap between 1B and 3?
2, yes. Between this one and the next game is a massive gap.
Well, so Champion sucks, is what you're saying.
No, it doesn't. It's just War of the Ring.
I wanted to say
spoilers. Everyone, if you watch this channel, you know which one's my number 1. War of the Rings in this game are just so epic and so amazing that there is a big gap. Because, in a way, I don't know really how to say it. Champions of Midgard is just a game.
Yeah.
These 2 games
experience.
are experiences. It's beyond the game. I know that sounds cheesy and corny, but to me it is. Mm-hmm. I probably couldn't tell you of a really epic moment of something that happened in a Champions game.
Look, Rebecca didn't roll any axes.
I mean, I can't, but I can tell you something that happened in every Twilight Imperium game I've played, ever. I can tell you something that's happened in every War of the Ring game I've played, ever.
Yeah.
I can't do that for any other game. And that sets these 2 games apart.
It's true. So Kabuki says, yeah, you can't walk away during TI4. What if you want to follow an action? Good point. And then Dan says, just cut out the middleman and just wear adult diapers. He's probably got a good point.
love Twilight Imperium. Every time there's an epic moment, the epic moment for the last game was actually a funny moment. because it was me and Carl were vying for the win. Rebecca was close, but she wasn't probably going to win the game. We were vying for the win, and we both had it basically down to the last turn. We were trying to. It was literally, we thought it was going to come down to turn order on who was going to win the game.
Yeah.
And then I looked down and I completed the mission I didn't think I completed, and I'm like, I win.
Yeah. Hector says that all of your TI4 characters are just so whiny.
Only the turtles are whiny.
Well, and Robert says that he wasn't a fan and it might have been the people he learned from. There could be a lot of reasons because, I mean, this isn't your normal game in the sense that you do have to set aside time for this game. Because
yeah, I mean,
it is an experience and it's different, and I think a teach on this is a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a bad teach, or if you go into this game
terrible
not knowing how to play, I mean, you're just kind of fumbling around. It's going to be a horrible experience because you're going to be an hour in and you're going to be behind the curve of anyone else that knows how to play, and your game's over with.
That's not fun.
For the most part.
Not at all.
There's ways to catch up in this game, but
this is a game where it is much better if you have someone who has played before teach it. Because
I would hate for everyone to be learning this together. It would be a bear. It would be really rough, and and I think it's easy to ruin heavy games in particular. I think it's easier to ruin because of that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
because the first time I taught this to everyone, we were all new players, but I watched like 3 different videos.
Yeah,
I read the rule book like 2 or 3 times. I set up the game and kind of worked through a turn myself.
Did work some turns.
I did like immense amount of research before I taught this, and I'm crazy. So that's not normally people won't do that. They'll read the rule book and try to teach it, and you're going to be fumbling around, pulling the rule book every 5 minutes. You're going to be pulling out the rule book, looking at it. It would be a disaster. I haven't told you what the game's about. If you've haven't experienced or heard about this game, it's an epic
4X
space. I guess they call it a space opera. Space opera. So basically, it's a.
I feel like I should be singing that Star Trek song. You said space opera.
Basically, you start out with your little capital planets, and you're with a few little ships, and you're going to expand out and conquer planets and get resources and build up your fleet. You're doing you're creating laws that affect the game. You're voting on things. You're doing trade agreements. You're conquering other people's planets. There's combat in this game, roll lots of dice type of combat, not deterministic. It's roll your dice.
Which has worked not in my favor before, or in your favor, depending,
But at its heart, it's what's weird. What underlies this game? It's basically a race. It's a race to victory points. So you have these series of epic missions that you have to complete that come out. You start with a few, and then there's more given each round of the game. And it's first one to a certain number of points. If you want a long game, you'll do 14 points. If you want a shorter game, you do 10 points. If you want a really short game, you do 8 points.
That's nice.
And it's just a race to complete that mission. You can only complete a certain number of missions each turn. So you got to kind of decide which ones you want to do each turn, which ones you want to shoot for, and kind of most efficiently complete those missions. And you got to watch what everyone else is doing. If someone's running away with it, you better get over there and slow them down, or they're going to end up winning.
Yeah,
love it. Amazing game.
Gaming Wife had a good point too. She tries to only play epic games with a game group that she knows that she'll enjoy the playing with. Oh,
that's true.
Because investing that amount of time with people you're not really. I don't know. I mean, some people really enjoy playing games. It doesn't matter who they're playing with and stuff. But I agree. It's one of those, if you're investing that amount of time, you probably want to enjoy the people that you're spending that large amount of time with. You don't want an abrasive person in a 4-hour game. That's rough.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all that.
Manifested Mercy also wants you to show every single piece of this game.
Okay. So this is the TI4. This is they basically took TI3, streamlined it, slightly shortened the game a little bit. Put some of the best parts, not all the best parts, but some of the best parts of the expansions, TI3 expansions, are already in the box. I haven't heard any rumor of an expansion of this game, but I personally think it's complete. There's a few things that people are kind of clamoring for that play TI3 to be put in this game, but I think it's a complete game personally.
I honestly, I don't know that I would want to add anything to it. We are going to, since it's number 2, we are going to show some of the pieces.
All right, so
The pieces are not the most like.
so the insert's actually good, but I bag it because I'm not good about keeping my games flat. But you have all these different colors. What's interesting? You have like I think 16 or 18 different races, something like that. But you pick your favorite color. There's not race isn't determined by color. You basically pick your color. And then you pick your race, and your race have little tokens that are the color of that race. So
Coolest piece in the game right here. The War Sun!
the Death Stars.
Yeah, they're Death Stars. Don't put these on the floor. You will die. They're worse than Legos. Do you see all these spiky bits? They're out to kill
I mean, the
you.
quality of the game is incredible. The tiles are, unlike Fleet Captains, the tiles are like thick, nice cardboard. The ships are really nice.
Do you have a favorite race?
What do I like? I like the ones that are really good at tech. I'm horrible with the races. It's the one that are super good at tech.
Okay, so you magical people out there, which one's the race that's good?
I also
tech?
like the ones that start with a war song. Those are really cool too.
Everyone's screaming, "Mercy was joking! Don't show us every piece."
I love it. It's a great game.
Yeah.
I really want to play this like right now, but I got to play it recently for my birthday.
That was fun. That was fun.
3-player TI4. 3-player TI4.
Oh wow, Ryan got a used painted game. Ooh,
Of
that'd be
TI4?
pretty. That'd be pretty. That'd be pretty cool.
I need to.
Ooh, Jobby has a very important question for you.
Yes.
So, would you rather be on a planet destroyed by the Death Star, or step on a little Lego Death Star?
Well, the other one would be quick, right? It's like because what
You probably wouldn't even know what happened.
I'm horrible
right?
with
It's
Star
instant.
Wars quotes. He says like a billion voices scream out and is suddenly silenced. With the other one, you feel the pain like long term.
He's got a
I'd
point.
rather be suddenly silenced.
Wow, that got dark.
and I apologize in advance.
Are you gonna scream again?
No,
You gonna ring a
my
bell?
number one, obvious.
Oh yeah, well,
It was my number 6 in 2015
thank you, Josh.
because we only had one play of it and we kind of struggled through it, if I recall correctly, because we weren't playing heavy games yet, so we kind of struggled through it. And then it's been 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
Sounds like you're doing some kind of like.
One! My number one
Binary
game
code.
of all time! The best game ever made! I would say, hands down, no dispute, but
Apparently, that's
starting to
pretty
get
close.
disputed. Starting to get disputed.
Oh, Josh looked it up or knows it because he's genius and said University of
Yep,
Jolnar.
that's it. That's the
tech
one.
race.
That's the one I like.
So.
That's the one I like. Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
The computer guys,
Yep.
techie guys,
Yep.
the nerd race. I like that. Yeah, I like the one. I like doing
race.
lots of tech.
Yep.
I enjoy doing lots.
That was
of tech.
fun.
War of the
Lord of the
Ring.
No.
I could do an hour-long video talking about this game.
In fact, I'm kind of shocked you haven't yet.
I really should. I should just do an hour-long.
You should do like Tom has those Why I Love games. You should do a Why I Love War of the Ring. He probably even let you put it on the channel. You know, you should just do like your own little War of the Ring rant, as it were. I like
All
that
right.
idea.
So let's go. I'm gonna do a little story time. So the
Oh,
way back,
no.
the way back times of my youth, my favorite book. I read it until the cover fell off. Was The Hobbit. For whatever reason, because I didn't have a lot of books, lot of books when I was a kid. I didn't discover Lord of the Rings until college.
What? How did you do that?
So in college, I read Lord of the Rings, and I fell in love all over again. This game is like reading the book for the first time.
The pretty shame.
Because, I say that because you write your own story. Everything you do feels like a narrative. Is that the right terminology?
A narrative, yeah.
Part of a story.
Yeah.
You build basically each one of your turns is almost a chapter of the story. I got so many epic things that happened in this game. I could just do a series of epic encounters. But my all-time favorite, I'll start with my second favorite. My second favorite is when I took the dwarves. Gimli led the dwarves into Moria and killed the Balrog. I got some crazy rolls.
That was
crazy
insane.
luck.
Oh, I'm so mad at you
I
for
killed the Balrog.
I shouldn't even let you tell that story because that was just
But my
an
favorite
epic failure
story
on my part.
is when Rivendell got attacked by her, and Elrond. So there's a weird thing. If a leader's by himself, he
doesn't get
he doesn't
attacked.
die. So Elrond was
by
chilling in Rivendell, and he put on the ring and did some amazing thing, and then all these people stormed in and saved him. Epic.
It was so funny though because we were imagining him like hiding behind the bushes the whole time. Like, nope, still hiding.
It was an
All right, I'll
it
show
was
more
an
than just one piece of
amazing. This game is amazing.
It's beautiful. That's one of the biggest boards we have.
The
It's
only
ridiculous.
reason that I think Twilight Imperium is catching up to this game, and I'm probably almost caught at this point, is Twilight Imperium has more interaction because you can work together. You can have voting, you have negotiation, you have trade
True.
deals.
True.
This is just mano fighting it out. I'm not going to help you do anything. It's me against the other person. They're very different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't know how they would have it, but
look at that beauty.
War of the Rings just missing that whole aspect that Twilight Imperium gives.
There's one of the ships.
The Corsairs.
That Corsairs and the Eagles. The dice are some of the prettiest, most amazing looking dice. I picked one up because somebody was being sarcastic about showing one piece, but the dice are amazing. This is another one of those games that I think, as you said, is a bear to teach, but totally worth it. And once you go back and revisit it the next time, it seems like it gets easier and easier to teach it because, again, the symbols make sense. How you do things makes sense.
That's great
the
cheat sheets.
cheat sheets are good. And then, obviously, because this is one of our faves, Hunter got the, thing, is this Broken Token or is it the other,
Meeple Realty.
Meeple Realty. They put a nice starting cheat sheet on the box. So, to know what you put out on the map, boom. They stuck it there. You don't need to dig it out of the
I actually
rule book.
won this from Meeple Realty
Oh, okay.
and the Jack Vassal auction.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So,
Yeah, this
so I got
is-
2 inserts of my choice when
Oh,
I won
man.
the auction.
This thing is just amazing. Like the I'm going to show you some of the other things while you talk about your game.
Anyway, so this
It's
if
insane.
you like the books, if you want an epic experience, this is probably one of the most asymmetrical games that
Yeah.
I know of.
It's true.
It's just you play the game completely different. The Shadow armies are all about conquering and controlling areas, and they're basically playing an area control game. And the good guys, the Fellowship, the free peoples can do the same sort of thing, but it's much harder for them because when their people die, they're taken out of the game. So if an elf dies, he's out of the game. You lose. They have a finite number of resources, whereas the Shadow Army they just have an infinite amount of people. So eventually they're going to overwhelm you with numbers. The main way the free people win, they have to sneak across Middle Earth, get to Mount Doom, and throw the ring in before Frodo is corrupted by the Shadow. And the last game I played this, I actually played it last year at the Dice Tower Retreat. I taught a person for the first time. He actually beat me.
That's awesome.
Because I actually tried to do a mad dash. I've never done that before. I made a mad dash with Frodo to the
Did you
to
really?
the mountain.
Did you really?
He was one step away from throwing the ring in.
And they busted
And
him,
he's like, I will not do that. I will keep the ring for my own.
Oh, man.
And he got corrupted.
Okay, that would be really
in the
cool.
Shadow one. It was an epic experience. I enjoyed it so much. It was fun to teach. It was amazing to have the first experience. The first time they played, and they loved it and had a great time. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Have you played Hunt for the Ring yet?
No,
I want to play that.
is that the cooperative one?
It says Kabuki says there's even a mode where you can play that to affect the setup for the War of the Ring, which,
Huh.
I like the sounds of that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Interesting.
Get the anniversary board. Oh, goodness.
At the last at BGG Con, someone was selling the majority of their collection to pay for a wedding, and they had an anniversary edition, and if I didn't have a family and responsibilities.
You would have bought that.
Because it's sold for $1,700, which is a steal.
That's insanely cheap.
Which is a steal.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, would Rebecca notice?
Yeah, all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know about that vacation? We're not going on it this year because...
Would she notice $1,700 missing? Oh my gosh, this game. I love it. I love it. But like I said, Twilight Imperium is catching up to this because I love negotiation. I love interaction. I love the back and forth. This one, like I said, it's just a battle of wits, a battle of wills, a battle of domination. The other one is got more going on. There's more gears a turning with Twilight Imperium.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Hidden movement game. Okay.
Yeah, hidden movement.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Well, that's it, folks. Another top 100 in the books.
Woo!
In the books.
That surprises and not surprises. I mean,
no new games in top 10.
That doesn't surprise me.
No new games in top 10.
I mean, like, you don't just like these, you, like, love these games. So that doesn't surprise me. The movement around a little bit surprises me. I find it interesting that TI is closing the gap. Do you think that's because we've gotten to play it more than we've gotten to play this?
No. I think it's just different style of game.
Okay.
I think I think if you could somehow take the Lord of the Rings theme and transport it to TI, I know it doesn't make it makes no sense, but
I got what
I have no attachment to the theme. Like I said, I don't know any of the races. I don't know I don't know anything about. I have absolutely no attachment to that world. That's what pulls it down and pushes this ahead. Mm-hmm. It's just because you read this things and you read the characters
the story,
and it has more meaning to me.
Yeah.
The style of game, I think I like TI4's style of game and mechanisms and the interactions better. I like this theme
way better. Yeah.
Way more. So it pulls it ahead.
Yep. So was there a reason behind the shirts this year?
No. I thought we actually ended up not filming several back to back. I was just going to swap shirts as we were filming to make it look like they were filmed at different times. I just kept it through. If you notice, it's consistent. 3 different shirts. They're consistent throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for the top 100. 2 days from now, Thursday night, we're going to have the After Party Live, a special Thursday night edition of the Family Showdown.
Woo,
we'll do the After Party where I'll stat you to death.
Oh, goody. I'm just kidding.
You're just going to get statted. I'm going to talk about
Is that like being stabbed?
trends. I'm going to talk about things that happen. I'm going to talk about games I've played since I made my list and where I might think they might fall. All sorts of just fun, good stuff. You can ask all the questions. But I'm going to stay on for a little bit to answer questions. I say lots of questions.
There are a few,
But for the top 100, we're done. I'm going to answer some questions. There's a lot of good questions. I've played Agra. I played Agra 2-player. I hated it 2-player. I think I'd like it more with more players, but I think that ship has sailed at this point.
Oh, okay.
So, Maracaibo, we have not played it yet. It was for sale at BGG Con. It was $100.
Woo!
I said, no thank you, and I'll wait till the cool stuff gets it. It was available in the Hot Games room, but the Hot Game room was like mega camped. Like every time I went in there, every table was full. There was like no game starting, and I just feel weird to stand there going, waiting for them to finish a game. I can't do that. So I wandered through. I would stop and watch a game for 5 minutes or so to kind of get the feel for it, kind of get an idea for it. But I don't like the just sitting there and camping a table waiting. I'd rather go talk to someone or hang out or go demo a game or something like that. But I'm going to get Maracaibo. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Maracaibo?
I don't know. Cabo. I like Cabo.
Maracaibo? I have to look how it's spelled.
I'm definitely going to get it because I love the designer. I love the theme. I love the idea of a story thing. I like how, if I recall correctly, you can kind of mid-game progress the story. I like that. It's not like you play a game and then a new story and then play a game and a new story. You kind of progress the story as you go along. Kind of like Shy Pluto for Space Base. And when you play Shy Pluto, if you finished a mission or objective, you can just go on to the next one in the middle of that game. I like that.
So, Yes, Reavers of Midgard is a great Euro. Go Christopher! Woo!
Yeah, I'll
I agree.
talk about that next time. It would definitely be my top 100. But I'm going to take all the games that I played that I think that would make my top 100 and kind of give you that kind of range. Like, yeah, I'd be in the top 20 or whatever for those.
I just want to know, Zachy, what you're doing right now if you haven't played War of the Ring in 2.5 years. You got time right now, right?
Skype. Load up Skype. We'll play right now.
There you go. Kabuki's asking about leaving Earth already.
It's on the to-do list. I think I'm going to play it solo first.
What?
So that I can teach you
maybe.
how to play. I'm going to print out a lot of player aids because I've seen there's like little formula things, like little sheets that you can fill out because there's a lot of there's the math in that is just insane. Because if you're going to go like land on the moon, you got to backtrack. Okay, I need this to land. I need this to get into orbit. I need this to get here, and you having to need like all these different rockets, and they drop off as they go. So you use a rocket to get up into Earth orbit, and you use another rocket to get over into Moon orbit. And you get another rocket to land. You got to use another rocket to get back up. Another rocket. You got to calculate what did I need to start with to do all the things I'm going to do, and it's complicated.
True. Okay. There's lots of good stuff here. Have you tried or looked at Era of Tribes?
Mm-mm.
Have you played Wasteland Express Delivery
No,
Service?
I want to. Our game group owns it, but they haven't brought it for us to play.
Oh, shame on them. Let's see. Favorite Scythe faction?
Favorite Scythe faction? I like the Russians a lot, but they're kind of cheaty. I do like the Russians a lot. I like the ones that get the automatic river walk. I don't know which. I'm horrible with remembering the different.
Who does
factions.
what? Yeah.
I like the one that starts with the river walking.
Mm-hmm.
I like that faction.
Nice. Okay. Do you have a Champions of Midgard character that's your favorite?
Jason.
Okay.
I don't know what the name of it. Jason's character. I think it's funny.
It is funny. Western Legends character.
I like I tend to like the ones that give you poker cards. I didn't happen to get one this time that give you poker cards.
That's funny because I had a choice of one of them.
Because Carl, my best friend, he played for the first time. He got the character I think his name's like Reese. The one that gets a free poker card at the start of every time. Yeah. He's my favorite.
Reese's Peanut Butter? That seems like we just went full
Reese's
circle.
Peanut Butter? I think it's Reese Bass? I don't know.
Maybe. Bat Masterson?
I don't know.
Have you tried Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle Earth and your thoughts?
I want to, but I don't want to start another campaign game at this point.
I
want to get through Gloomhaven some, and I don't think we would have time to play at this point.
That's true.
I almost think I want to buy it and then stick it on a shelf somewhere.
No, I liked your original idea. He mentioned this with Gloomhaven originally.
No,
you were going to make a time capsule.
No, that was Lost Continent. What's it called?
Oh, yeah. And then you were going to, that's right. And we were going to...
Do not open until retirement.
We retire, and then we open up, we have all these games. Yes.
It's funny, I actually considered doing that, but by the time I retire, what will you be able to run the programs to do it? Because it's app-based.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So I don't know.
Good point. Let's see here. Skype War of the Ring. He says he's game. Would you ever consider looking at Space Empires 4X? It's just chits, so it looks old school war gamery, but it is a proper 4X game.
Possibly. Here's the thing about I really would like, and this sounds really strange, but I really would like to sit down with someone who knows war games, that plays war games regularly, and try like an epic war game. Like an ASL or something that's crazy complicated. Because I think I would really get into it.
I think you would too.
I think I would really, but I don't want to learn it. I don't want to sit down and learn how to play. I want someone to teach me how to play that game.
Gotcha.
But I think I would actually enjoy war games quite a bit.
That's cool. Let's see here. Have you played Level 7 Omega Protocol?
Nope.
Okay.
I haven't played any of the Level 7 games.
That's true. Seventh Continent, Jobby's correcting you.
Oh, sorry. Seventh Continent.
Oh, yes, Gaming Wife, you would need to archive the tech, too. Yes. Yeah. You're like, what is this clunky contraption? It's myself.
Yeah, now you're like, you're doing like in Iron Man, everything's up in it just floats in front of you.
Churchill is a great war game, says Zachy.
I think honestly, I would want to dive into the deep end of a war game.
Right.
I'd like to jump into a big 6 to 8 hour game. So I like games like that. But
dive right in.
I've read some rules to war games. No,
not feeling it.
No,
not feeling it.
Not my thing.
Empires of the Void.
I would like to try that. It's a try before you buy for us.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Memoir 44. As much as Sam talks about it, I want to try it just to try it for Memoir 44.
Again, that's another one I'd want
But-
someone to teach it. I wouldn't want to buy it. I wouldn't
I
want
had
to learn
two
it.
grandparents in
I'd want
World War
someone
II
to.
with it.
I'd want someone to teach me that kind of game.
Yep. Are you interested in trying the Funkoverse games?
No.
Not feeling it?
I'm not big on what do they call those tactical combat games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really big on those.
What about something like 1775?
Yeah, it's another one.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn it. I don't want to buy it, but I'd love to play it.
Play it. Yep, there you go.
The Command and Colors is another one. Command and Colors Ancients. I think Rebecca might even like Command and Colors Ancients.
I could probably get behind some of the stuff that I'm not interested in war games enough, but I really like ancient history, and as much as I've had to study like Caesar's Gallic Wars and all that kind of stuff, I think some of those war games, like I said, the ancient stuff, I'd probably find interesting. But I don't know. So yeah, I know, Tommy, that Memoir is really easy. That's why I said I'd probably be.
But still, I wouldn't want to buy it, and I wouldn't want to learn it. I'd rather be taught.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Gaming Wife has Empire of the Void. Bring it.
Ooh. Well, and you got Zachy ready to Skype in 6 hours when he gets off work.
Unfortunately, I'll be sound asleep.
Yeah, I know. It's like the time frame's a little messed up, right?
I have to do it on a weekend. You get up.
There you go.
I'll get up early. You stay up late.
You'll both be loopy.
Yeah.
See, yeah, it sounds like you guys really all like that one. Empire of the Void is one of the most underrated games.
It's a Ryan Lockett game.
Oh, what? Is it really? No way. And then I saw, Cameron is in love with Twilight Struggle. A lot of people love that one. Oh my gosh. So.
Yeah, the Ponzi scheme. I think I would really, really, really love Ponzi scheme. I just don't think the game group would love Ponzi scheme. It's a. If I remember correctly, it's like a social deduction, but it's like Take Thatty. If I remember correctly, I don't think our game group would like it, so I never got it. But I think I'd love to play it. It's the type of game I'd want to do at a convention.
Interesting.
Meet me at a convention. Let's play.
All right, there you go. Sounds like a plan.
All right, folks. I think we're going to wrap
good.
it up. It's getting late.
Good questions, though, guys.
Great stuff. We set a new record. I saw. Let's see what the number was.
I know I saw 51 at one point.
And I saw. Let's see what we hit. 51.
Yeah.
I know it's really small, but for our little baby channel, it's a record for us. We haven't ever hit.
You guys
over,
are awesome.
We haven't ever got over 50 for a live show, and that's really cool.
Yeah, because live is hard because people have to catch you right, and just everybody's got to sync up at the same time. So it's pretty cool we got to do that with y'all and share the time.
I'd want to again. Twilight Struggle is another one. I'd want someone to teach, and I'd love to play it.
There you go.
So, all right, folks, we're gonna wrap it up. So be here 2 days from now for our live after party. It's gonna be just kind of free flowing, easy going, lots of stats, lots of talky bits. We'll let Rebecca talk about her top 100 that's around the corner.
What?
Let her talk about it a little bit, how she plans to do it, what her attack plan is, any trends she thinks she'll have. I think the resolution effect's going to be even bigger for her because when she revisits games, she's like, wow.
It's true.
So I think there's going to be a slew of games that fly up her list that
or
they haven't
drop
played,
off.
that completely disappear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think hers is going to be
interesting.
much more fluid than my list was.
So it'll be fun.
All right.
That's good stuff.
See you in 2 days for the after party.
Bye.